1,153 cards. They're all here on this table. These are all the cards that we have unboxed and reviewed on my channel over a series of 10 videos. This has been a long journey that we have made together that you can find here on my channel. You can go and watch every part of this long journey that we have made together. It almost felt like a mission. Every morning I got up from bed, I made a new unboxing video, and you know, it was a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. This has been a very nice journey, and also a very formative one, because I learned many things. I developed new ways of displaying cards here on my channel, which I think I'm going to use in the future for other card games. So it's been a lot of fun. It's also been very tiring, because you see, I've made, this is the 11th video that I've created. So it was quite a challenge, okay, to get all this done in pretty much a week. I pulled some all-nighters, okay, I'm going to say that. I don't have any problems admitting that. I pulled some all-nighters, but you know, I did it for a good cause, and now I've got all the cards here on the table. I'm so excited and so thrilled. All right. Now, I want to give you some more accurate information about this collection. Since I counted all these cards by hand, one by one, I can just tell you like how many rares, how many mythics. We've got 395 rare cards in this collection, 33 mythic cards, and 61 tokens. And remember, the total of cards is 1,153. I was actually a bit surprised when I realized that I just had 33 mythic cards. I actually thought that I had like double the amount. But no, that's not the case. But on the other hand, we've got 395 cards that are rare, and that is so cool. You see, all the mythic cards that are like the most valuable ones and the most important to me, they've all been placed right there. You see, that is the lineup of the rares and the mythics, and they've all been sleeved, so that now they are nicely protected. I used these type of card sleeves here. These are sapphire. This is my favorite choice for card sleeves of this size. You see, sapphire card sleeves, you get 100 card sleeves in a pack, and this is the size, 63.5 times 88 millimeters. I got 2 packages to sleeve all those cards right there that you see in that lineup right there, and so that cost me a further 5.60 euros. Now, I have to tell you how much I had to pay to purchase all these cards. Now, brace up, because the number that I'm about to say is really, really high. All right, are you ready? 230.71 euros. Yeah, I know, it's a staggering amount. It's a lot of money, okay? But again, I was willing to make this investment. I think I can turn this investment into a very profitable investment, and I can use these cards over and over in my fun duels with my friends. And it's just something that I really wanted, but I wanted so badly. And these cards are so awesome, so cool. And I do believe that it's a lot more fun to play Magic the Gathering with the real cards in your hand, with the physical cards in your hand, rather than playing Magic the Gathering online. But do not get me wrong, I love Magic the Gathering Arena, but I just like playing the game a lot better when I get to play that face-to-face, one-on-one with one of my friends here in my room on this table. Now, I want to move the camera a little bit here to the side. You see there we've got 2 binders that we're going to have to fill up with all these cards. The white binder at the bottom is already full of cards, because there we've got over 2,500 cards that I got from 2 boxes that I bought from eBay. I bought those 2 boxes full of cards this summer, and they form my initial collection of Magic the Gathering cards. Unfortunately, out of those 2 boxes, I did not get any rares, or just a very small number of rare cards, just like 10 cards in total. And here instead, on this table, we've got over 390 rare cards and 33 mythics. So with these cards, I'm going to be able to bling out my collection and just bolster my decks, make them more powerful, and create some very epic decks with the legendary spells that we got here on this table. Alright, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with all these cards in the future at the end of this video. Now I just want to focus on this collection. I want to give you some other information about these cards. First of all, I was almost forgetting, I didn't tell you how much I had to pay for the shipping, because all these cards were shipped to me from a number of sellers on Card Market, and to get all these cards here delivered to my address, I had to spend 64.76 euros. I know that's a lot, but if you watched the first part of this video, if you're watching this video since the beginning, you know that I had 11 packages that I had to unbox, 11 packages that were sold from a number of sellers, and to get all of those packages here to my house, delivered to my house, that was, that was really expensive. Probably if you just get like 2 orders or 3 orders from 2 sellers or 3 sellers, you're going to save up here on the shipping, all right? But I mean, I was really looking for some specific cards, and to get those cards, I had to purchase all these cards from these many sellers. So I don't really mind, okay, that I had to spend this much money on the shipping. Now, I went a little bit further. I wanted to work out the average price per card. So I made this calculation that I'm going to place here on screen. I'm not going to explain that, okay, because I haven't graduated in maths. And it turns out that I spent just 14 cents per card for each card that you see here on the table. And I think that's a pretty reasonable price. It's pretty cheap. So I'm pretty cool with that. All right, now this is the end of the first part. In the next section, we are going to talk about some charts. I'm going to tell you about the most expensive cards that we got here on the table, the 10 most expensive cards. I'm also going to show you my 10 favorite cards from the whole of Magic the Gathering. And we are also going to rate all the different sellers from whom I got all these cards. So I'm going to tell you my favorite seller on Card Market, and also I'm going to talk about the other sellers and just give you some information. So if you're thinking like purchase some cards from Magic the Gathering from Card Market, then this information might be useful for you. Always check out the description. There you got all the timestamps. You can use them to skip to the section of this video which might be of more interest for you. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next section. Here is the chart of the 10 most expensive cards for the Ultimate MTG Unboxing Experience. I just want to remind you that we unboxed a total of 1,153 cards, and of all those cards, these are the 10 most expensive ones. Okay, we start from number 10, Rakdos the Defiler, €1.05. Number 9, Steel Plume Marshal, €1.22. Number 8, Lochiel Clockwork Scholar, €1.29. Number 7, Sigarda's Vanguard, €1.39. And number 6, we have 2 cards. Dracosev, Maw of Flames and Champion of the Parish. These 2 cards were both sold for €1.45. Then, coming up to number 5, we have 3 cards. Zurzov Chaos Rider, Thief of Sanity and Deep Forest Hermit. Price, €1.49 each. Number 4, Dragon Lord Ojutai and Dragon Broodmother, €1.90 each. Number 3, Jazel Goldmane, €1.95. Number 2, Angelic Overseer, €1.99. And number 1, Goblin Guide for €3. The most expensive card is Goblin Guide, which was bought for €3. And now, my 10 favorite cards from Magic the Gathering. We're going to start with number 10. Jazel Goldmane. Burn Down the House. Number 8, Bag of Holding. Number 7, The Wizard's Spellbook. I really like this card because it brings the magic of Dungeons and Dragons onto the battlefield. What a nice card, really like it. Number 6. Angelic Overseer. Number 5. Drakuseth, Maw of Flames. Wow, what a legendary dragon. So cool. Number 4. Goblin Guide. Number 3. Devout Lightcaster. Number 2. Polukranos Unchained. And number 1. A rat. It's not a rat. It's Piper of the Swarm with its rat token from Throne of Eldraine. Wow, this is my favorite card from Magic the Gathering. It was the first card that I played on the arena, and I loved it from the beginning. It was like love at first sight. And I haven't stopped loving it since then. Such a cool card. I love this card. It's my favorite card from the whole of Magic the Gathering. Piper of the Swarm. And these are my 10 favorite cards from Magic the Gathering. Okay, the last thing we have to talk about before we can start putting these cards into the binders is the sellers. Now, this part of the video, I'm going to rate all the sellers here from whom I got all the cards that you see we have reviewed in this long series of videos. And I'm just going to say like the number 1 seller, which in my opinion is Marcus. Is my favorite seller on Card Market. He sells the best cards, in my opinion, the best quality, the best cards, best prices. He's got a huge inventory. The shipping service is quite fast. And yes, it's just a very good seller, in my opinion. It's the best one, okay? And I will say that at the second place, the second spot, right behind Marcus, I would place Shadwell, the seller who sold me that huge box that we opened together here. That was like part 9. Yes, part 9. And Shadwell is a very good seller. He also has a huge inventory. He's a power seller on Card Market. He sells some very cool cards with very good prices overall. And I really appreciated that all the cards came pre-sleeved. So you don't even have to worry about purchasing the sleeves for your cards. If you buy cards in bulk from this seller, from Shadwell, you're gonna get all of your cards already sleeved, and that's a big plus. And you don't have to pay an extra fee for the sleeves. I didn't purchase them, and I just got them in the package, as well as that nice. You see that one right there, that nice box for Magic the Gathering, which I really like. I'm so glad that I have it. You see, I put it there on the table. Just to show it here, I put it on display right there. It's a very cool Very cool box, I really like it. And as an alternative, consider purchasing cards from Hamon22. He has just started out on Magic the Gathering. Not on Magic the Gathering, on Card Market. I think he's just started out because he has sold just a few packages, a few packs, just a few cards on Card Market. If you check out his profile right now, he has made almost 1,000 sales. So that's just a few sales. In comparison to all the other sellers who are power sellers who have sold a lot more cards on that website. But I think Hamon22 is very nice seller. He's got a good collection of cards, which is not too big, but he's got very good prices. I got, for example, Polukranos Unchained. I just got it for €1 from this seller, and I wasn't able to find this card anywhere else. Okay, so he's got good cards, good options. I will probably put this seller third place. Then at fourth place, right behind the guy that we have just talked about, right behind Hamon22, I will put Arcana Trieste for the extremely fast shipping service. If you watched the unboxing video for the two packages from Arcana Trieste, you already know that I was really surprised, very positively impressed by the shipping service. I placed the order on the website and I got all the cards delivered to my address the following day. They've got a very, very fast shipping service, and that's something that you certainly want to take into account if you need to get your cards as soon as possible. But I have got to say one thing about Arcana Trieste: their prices are quite expensive, okay? They are higher than the average prices that you get from other sellers, but they compensate that with a very fast shipping service and a very nice customer service. Alright, so that is my fourth place. Then, final place, I will place Edicola Lettore, just because their inventory is very limited. They just have few cards on sale on Card Market. Edicola Lettore, I think, is a very nice seller, which is more specialized in selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I used to buy lots of Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the past from this seller for very cheap prices. So I would say consider also this seller if you need to buy cards in bulk. Try and look for the cards that you need from the profile of this seller, from Edicola Lettore, because if you find your cards there, they've got very nice service with very low shipping fees and very low prices. They probably have like the lowest prices that you can find here out of all these sellers, okay? So this is my my list for all the sellers. Now let's get to talk about binders and putting these cards into the binder, and let's figure out how to do that. Okay, so we are going to start here from the white binder, which is the one that I filled up first. Okay, let me remove this box and also let me set aside all the other binders, and we'll take a closer look at that white binder. Okay, let's start by taking a look at the white binder. Okay, so this binder is huge, it's gigantic, take a look at it. It's really thick, real heavy. See all those plastic sheets, we've got lots of cards here in this binder. Now, I cannot give you an accurate estimate of how many cards we got here in this white binder because I have no clue about that, okay? I'm going to count the pages, the plastic sheets in this binder, and I'm going to just place that piece of information right here on screen so that you can see the number of pages and the total number of cards that we got in this white binder. Originally, I was thinking about placing the entirety of my collection into this white binder here, but I quickly realized that that was not going to be possible because there are just too many cards and there's not enough room in this white binder for all those cards. So then in the end, I had to use a total of 5 binders to store all of my cards. This is really the way I wanted to store and protect my cards. There are alternate solutions for storing your cards. You can use like the box that I showed you before. This nice box here. For example, you can get a bunch of these boxes, and like 4 or 5 of these boxes will probably do. And I think that's a very cheap way of storing your cards. The problem with that solution is that you're just chucking all the cards into your boxes, and you may place specific cards into specific boxes and try to find a way and come up with a way to remember where you placed specific cards. But in the end, you always have to go through a lot of cards just to look for a card that you may want to use or add to your deck. So that was something that I didn't really like, and that was not the ideal solution in my mind for storing all these cards. It is definitely the cheapest way. It is definitely the cheapest one, but it's definitely not the way that I wanted to follow here to showcase all the cards in my collection. What I was really looking for was the chance to create these nice collection and organize the cards in these binders, which definitely look like a huge wizard's spellbook. And that is something I really like. I'm a great fan of Magic the Gathering. I like all the cards in this game, almost all of them. I think the cards in this game are really epic, really nice, and they really feel like real spells that you got in your spellbook and that you can use during the battle. So what I wanted to recreate here with the collection, I wanted to place all these spells in these binders, fall in a specific order, so that I can flip through the pages here and just select specific spells that I may want to use in my deck, in the deck idea that I have in mind that I would like to build. Now, it's definitely going to take some time, to be able to learn the effects for all these cards. That doesn't have to happen all at once. This will take time, and in the end, I'm just gonna be able to master all the cards that we got here, and we've got lots of cards. So I really like the idea of being able to go through the cards and then getting all the cards together on a page. And here we got all the creatures, for example. There in the blue binder we got all the spells, all the other spells like enchantments, instants, and sorceries. Now, as for this white binder, I decided to place here all the creatures that you got in this game, with the exception of angels, birds, humans, and vampires. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to place them into this white binder. Those cards went into the other plastic binders right there that I showed you before. So here we got pretty much like most of the creatures in the game, and I decided to divide these cards by type. Like here on the first page we got all the worms that I have in my collection on the first page, and also on the second page. Let me move these a little bit farther away like that so you can get a better look here at all the cards. So here on these two pages, for example, we got just worm cards, worm creatures. And I didn't discriminate by color. I just wanted to have all the worms together in one place. So you see here, we've got on the first page all the green worms, and we've got here instead on the second page, we've got worms of a different color. Like here we got a red worm, two black worms, and also multicolor one, just also up there, right, that zombie worm. And here we got two spells, for example. This is an enchantment, this is a sorcery. I decided to place them here because these cards, even though they're not creature spells, they are a sorcery and an enchantment, they just allow you to summon basically a worm creature. So you can look at them pretty much like creature cards, because their effect is simply summon a worm creature on the battlefield. So it's just an alternate version of a creature card. It's a sorcery which allows you to summon a creature, so pretty much it's the same. It's just like a creature. And it may seem like a very simple thing, like a piece of cake, to put all these cards together. Just go through all the cards that you got, select all the worms, put them together. That takes time, It takes a lot of time, especially when you have to run through a total of 3,000 cards. It takes a lot of time, it takes some patience. And on top of that, I also had to make some tough calls for some cards, because like this card up here, this is a zombie worm. So when you have to decide on those cards, like the card that I up here, a zombie worm, you have to make a decision. Is it a zombie or is it a worm? Is it more of a zombie, or does it look more like a worm creature? Because you see here in this first binder, we also have a pretty sizable part of this collection that is dedicated to zombies. So for this card, I was a bit undecisive. I didn't know where to put that card. If that card should go here with all the worms, or instead if that card should go with all the other zombies. In the end, I made my decision and decided to place that card here with all the other worms, because this card looks more like a worm than a zombie. Okay, but it's a zombie worm, and there are lots of cards just like that card right there, which are of more than one type. It can get very, very complicated, very difficult to make the right decision. Okay, and that's not right or wrong. I could have placed that card also with the zombies, and that would have worked just fine. But I think that card looks more like a worm than a zombie. That's why I decided to put that card here on the second page. Now, real quick, I just want to show you here all the pages for this binder, so that you see all the cards that have been assorted here in this binder, all the creatures, okay? Here, for example, we got a bunch of spiders. Here, the order that I decided to follow, I started with the card with the highest casting cost, and then we get to the card with the lowest casting cost, which is this one here, that costs just 1 green mana to cast. And then we got a bunch of spells here that can be used in a spider deck. This page here is pretty special. It's really unique because here I just decided to put together all the cards from Wayne and Reynolds. Well, not all of them. The ones that looked the most appealing to me. The ones with the best artwork and the best illustrations. I just wanted to have them all here on one page so that I can look at them all together. This is one of my favorite illustrators from Magic the Gathering. I really like his art, and I just like to look at all the cards that he has made, the best cards that he has made, and have them all together on the same page. Here we got Polukranos Unchained. These are the Hydra creatures. Now, real quick, I'm just going to run through these cards. We got Elemental, other Elementals. You see these ones are red. Then we've got some blue creatures here. These are Merfolk. Then we've got more Merfolks, Nagas, and Homunculus here on this page. And Vedalken, Trifolk, Fungus, Ooze creatures and Slivers, Rhinos and Boars, Bears. Then we got here Apes and Crocodiles. Some sea creatures like fish creatures, octopuses, serpents. Here we got Avatar creatures, pretty cool. Then lizards and beasts. More beasts. Centaurs. Elves. More elves. More elves. Then here we got snakes and gorgons, and these are the only 4 planeswalkers that I got in my collection. I don't really like planeswalkers, I just bought those 4 because those are the ones that I like the most. Okay, then we got insects here. And frogs. And these are squirrels. Then we got goblins. This is my favorite part of the collection. We've got lots of goblins in this collection. Almost all of them. And these are so cool, I really like them. The goblin guide right here. So 2 pages. 4 pages. 6 pages. 8 pages. 10 pages. 12 pages. And this final page here, 14th page. This is just like you see all the spells, all the enchantment, sorceries, and instances you can play in a goblin deck. And you got the devils. Then here we got skeletons. What is that? Skeleton and jackals and the Ashino warriors. Slugs and rats. This is the card that I was able to create by combining these 2 cards. You mailed this card from these 2 cards here. So I placed you see here 2 copies of this card on the reverse side right here, so that you can take a look at this nice card that you can create by combining these 2 cards here. So that you can take a look at the front side and the back side on the same page. Then we got werewolves. Werewolves also take up a lot of space in the binder because they are often double-sided. You see here, you got the front side with the human and the back side with the werewolf. So one card will just take 1 slot. And you see some of these slots are empty because like this one here, I'm going to place the token that is specific for this card. This is Tolsmere, friend of wolves, friend to wolves. And he gets to create a nice creature token that is specific to this creature, and I'm going to place it here. Other times I just left some empty slots like these ones because here in the future I'm going to buy more werewolf cards and I'm going to place them here. So I already have some free slots for those additions. Okay, cats, elephants, then here we got minotaurs, more minotaurs, trolls, ogres, and giants, cyclops and Kifkin soldiers. Then you got griffins here on this page, sphinx creatures and chimeras, drakes, dragons. Oh, finally, this is also a very cool part of the collection. These are all the dragons you see here. We got Glorybringer, and you see we have very cool cards here. We also have Drakuseth right there. This is Dragon Lord Ojutai, very cool card, pretty cool. Here we got demons, spectre creatures, and nightmare and horror creatures. And then this is the first page with the zombies. And you see here we got 2 pages, 4 pages, 6 pages, 8 pages. Okay, 9 pages in total. 9 pages full of zombies. Then these final pages here we got spirit creatures and more spirits. Then we've got these fairy creatures here. And the final page, just a bunch of ninjas. I just had these ones here. These are the only ninja creatures that I got. So you see, this is the first part of the collection. And this is the white binder. You see, it's very, very easy to flip through these pages. These pages are of very fine quality. These rings are very tall. And I just really like it. It's such a nice experience here to review all these cards and just flip these pages. Very, very cool. Okay, so this is the white binder. All right, let's now check out the blue binder real quick. I'm not going to show you all the cards on the blue binder, just a few pages. So here we got the blue binder. You see, on the first page we got all the sagas, all the enchantment sagas. I'm a great sucker for these cool cards. I really like the artwork here, the idea for these cards, enchantment sagas. Very cool cards. And I just placed them here on this first page and on the second page. Then here I placed other cards that are like, they all belong to the same set. Like here we got all the Omen cards that came from Theros Beyond Death. And here we got all the Umbra spells. These ones, pretty cool. My favorite one is this one, Boar Umbra, very cool. Here we got all the quest cards. And so you see all these cards have been placed together because they all belong to the same set. Here we got all the Genju enchantment cards. Then this is the first page with the actual spells. And now to sort out these spells here, I decided to, I had to decide on a different order, okay? Here, instead, the cards are divided by color. So all the black spells together, and all the black spells are separate from the spells of other colors. And for these black spells, I decided to group them and divide them in different groups based on the effect of the cards. And I noticed that actually the cards, they all pretty much do the same, okay? But there are some subtle differences. There could be a different mana cost and also like a slightly different effect. can be more or less powerful. Like here on these pages, we got all the spells that you can use to make the opponent discard cards. The cheapest ones, they just force the opponent to discard one card from his hand. And then we got the most expensive ones, like this one here, Go Blank, that forces the opponent to discard 2 cards. And I also placed these creatures here because they are also used in a discard deck. Like this card here, Acquisitions Expert. When this card enters the battlefield, you can force you force the opponent to discard a card, basically. So you see, I placed this card here because these are also good replacements for these spells. And I see pretty much like the same order, okay, from the cheapest card to the most expensive one, but following but just based on the effect for the card. Okay, so here we just have like the cards that do the same. Here, for example, these cards allow you to bring cards back from the graveyard into your hand or onto the battlefield, and these are all the cards that you can use to do just that. Here instead we got cards that destroy a creature on the battlefield or exile a creature, and you see we've got a variety of cards here, and so on and so forth. You see we got quite a bunch of cards here. We got quite a lot. Then we got the white spells, the green ones. There's a lot, really. Okay, so this was the blue spell, the blue spell book. I like to call it a spell book. You see, it really feels like a spell book. Then we got the plastic ones. Okay, so these are the plastic folders, the plastic binders or folders. Call them what you like to call them. And okay, so for these 3 binders, I just had to put away a bunch of cards that I wasn't able to place in the 2 binders that we have just reviewed. So here I just had to use these 3 plastic binders to place the cards that I wasn't able to place anywhere else. So this first binder here, for example, we've got a bunch of creatures, like human creatures. We start here with these very cool knights. We got these knights, very cool, and more knights. See, we got quite a lot of them. Then we've got a nice collection of angels. These are all the angels that I got in my collection. Pretty cool. Then you got birds. Here I didn't follow specific order, I just put all the cards together and I just didn't really care. What really matters is that they were all of the same type. Like here we got all the clerics and they're all here. Just place them all here. I didn't care about the color, about the casting cost, they're just all in here, okay. Vampires. Then here we've got assassin creatures. Then we've got these rogue creatures, rogues, and this is it. Then the final part here, you got deities or gods. Pretty cool. So this was the first plastic binder. Then we got the second one here. Let's take a quick look also at this binder. Here we got human soldiers. Check it out, a lot of cards. Then here in the second part we got human warriors. And oh, these 4 cards I forgot. I had to place them somewhere. Sorry. I forgot about those 4 cards there. And here we got human druids, human wizards. I think these cards go here. These are all human wizards, yes. They should be in here. I'm gonna have to find some space for these cards. You see a lot of wizards. Okay, I'm just going to place them here at the end of this binder. Okay, and the final binder instead is full of artifacts. Really like artifacts. They're very, very cool and pretty powerful. Really like them. You see lots of artifacts. This is like the spell book for artifacts. Artifact creatures and just simple artifacts. And also walls. Yes, I forgot. Here we also have wall creatures. and vehicles and spell shapers. That should be the name. No, shapeshifters. Sorry. Here we also have the shapeshifters. And the Eldrazi. Oh, I forgot about this card. I placed them all here because, okay, the Eldrazi creatures, they are colorless, so it makes sense. Just like artifacts, they don't have color. And the shapeshifters, again, it's impossible like to catalog them, to categorize them. They are all kinds of creatures, so just place them here because they also feel like artifact creatures pretty much, okay? So it made sense in my mind to place them here, to have them here with all the other artifacts, just like the Eldrazi. Okay, so this is my complete collection of Magic the Gathering. You see, we got a lot of cards here, more than 3,000 cards and all these 5 binders. This is the end of our long journey together. I hope you enjoy this long journey, this experience that we shared together on my channel. And just let me know what you think of my collection down below in the comments, okay? Now, I'm going to spend this final minute to talk about my future projects. I've got a lot of projects in my mind that I'd like to work on in the future, next year. Hopefully I'll be able to create those videos and put out more content on my channel dedicated to Magic the Gathering, which is a game that I really like, that I love from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to use these cards in a new series of duels that I'm going to call the Epic Duels, and I hope you're going to watch them. These are going to be very epic duels, very nice duels that I'm going to play with my friends, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. I hope you're going to have fun watching them as well, and hope you're going to follow us, follow me and my friends and my opponents in our epic duels. And then I'm also thinking about creating my own cards. Okay. I would like to make my own sets, custom-made cards that I'm going to create using cards that already exist, and creating new sets for some popular anime series, for I don't know, some popular films out there, or some popular TV series. I'm going to create a bunch of sets dedicated to the series, the animated series, and the movies that I love, and hopefully I'll be able to combine those series that I like, that I loved in the past, or that I still like watching today, and combine them with the magic of Magic the Gathering, and try to combine those series together with Magic and create a new set of cards, and bring those games into the universe, bring those series into the universe of Magic the Gathering. And this is something that I would really like to attempt to do, and hope I'll be able to make it happen. If you like this idea, if it sounds nice to you, then remember to subscribe and stay tuned, because there's going to be more videos on my channel in the future, and you can watch them all here on my channel. All right? Okay. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time. The next video is going to be an introductory duel, okay, to the new series of duels that I'm going to play with these cards. And I hope you're going to watch that video. All right. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.